the 1967 Chevy Corvette, the 1975 BMW 3.0 CSL, any pre-1974 Porsche 911. These are some of the vehicles that have earned a significant place in automotive history. Iconic yet accessible, they are museum-quality cars that you really just want to take for a spin. These automotive legends have weathered the decades, but with some ingenuity, you can still get behind the wheel of most of them. Here's our list of the ones worth the hunt. Once called the most beautiful car ever made by Enzo Ferrari, the 1960s Jaguar E-Type is a classic sports car mainstay. If you only choose one car from this list to drive, this is the one, says Michiel Hagerty, CEO of Hagerty, the world's largest provider of collector vehicle insurance. This staple of British motoring history still has the verve. It can perform up to 150 miles per hour on brakes better than most cars from its era. Visit the Jaguar Heritage Driving Experience program in Kenilworth, UK, where you can pay for a day of driving the Marks classics. The Aston Martin DB5 was designed to be a talking point, and that's something that's never really changed. Not only is this one of the most impressive classic cars, it's also one of the rarest and the most iconic. Name drop in the James Bond franchise as well as elsewhere in popular culture, its sky-high price has grown an estimated 790 times since it first arrived on the market. Conceptualized by the Italian designer Caratteria Touring Superleggera in Milan, this cool old car was always designed to make an entrance. The more time passes, the bigger the entrance promises to be. The 1962 Oldsmobile Starfire convertible was the pride and joy of General Motors when it was first released in 1960. It quickly rose to fame as one of the brand's best-selling models, with its ubiquitous open top and sleek and stylish design. Its unique trim and luxurious interiors also helped to set it apart from many other General Motors vehicles, something which any proud owner would show off about at the time. Production ceased in 1980, paving the way for new designs to take on the market. But show any self-respecting car fanatic the Oldsmobile Starfire convertible and they'll still be as impressed as people were in the 60s. Ford Mustang Shelby GT350 1965 Old. This Shelby Mustang was designed to look good and to drive fast. It wasn't specially designed for comfort, and it definitely wasn't designed for family days out. But at least it excelled in the area it originally chose. This stylish, high-performance classic car came in plenty of different variations, with edits made over the years to encourage faster speeds. Well, just not quite like the fastest cars in the world, cooler designs, and everything in between. Its name came from its collaboration between well-known and loved Ford Motor Company and Shelby American, the high-performance vehicle manufacturer founded by former race car driver Carroll Shelby. You'll spot a cobra symbol on many of these vehicles, a nickname it was given. Thought an older Bugatti might be more budget-friendly than a recent model? Think again. You need no better proof that the 1938 Bugatti Type 57 Atlantic will ever go out of fashion than by the knowledge that Ralph Lauren owns the very last one to ever be produced. First created as an entirely new design by Jean Bugatti, there were only ever 710 of these models produced. Known equally as a style icon as well as known for being one of the world's most valuable cars, the Bugatti Type 57 Atlantic is still around and functioning today, more than 80 years after it first came to life. The 1949 Rolls-Royce Dawn Drophead was originally sold after the war, in an effort to redefine luxury and bring back the heightened levels of comfort from before. While it quickly rose to popularity, it was noted for a few peculiar features, including a lack of seat belts and an engine that doesn't actually fire. Then there were the buttons, which had subtle markings that made the first few drives something of a make-your-own-adventure challenge. These cars could be customized from conception and were initially brought out as affordable luxury vehicles. The most famous color was the Silver Dawn variant, of which 700. Take a quick look at the BMW 3.0 CSL and you might be reminded of another famous vehicle, the Batmobile. Designed to be just as happy driving on racetrack or road, this beast of a car came in limited numbers and only 1,265 have ever been produced. Lighter than not only its BMW siblings but also many other cars of a similar nature, the CSL had all the characteristics to promise one incredible drive. It's one that's taken the crown plenty of times, winning 3 rounds of the 1976 World Championship for makes and competing against the likes of the Porsche 911 and Ford Capri. If you watched television in the 1980s, you will likely remember Thomas Magnum, played by Tom Selleck, tooling around Hawaii in one of those Target tops on Magnum, P.I. produced from 1975 to 1985, the two-seater V8 Ferrari 308 GTS represented elegance and adventure. The originals used on set were auctioned when the series ended, but you might find one on display at attractions such as the cars of the Stars Motor Museum in Cumbria, England, or Universal Studios Hollywood. The Chevrolet Corvette 1963 was a rare car even when it was first released, which means sourcing a journey in one of these nowadays, let alone even trying to buy one, is an adventure in itself. This famous American muscle car was known best for its split-window coupe, offering a unique perspective both from the inside and the outside. It was considered to be one of the most powerful cars of its time, with strong engines and buttery soft leather on the inside. A time capsule back into the 1960s, it's worth the hunt if you can source access to one of these cars, even just for a quick glimpse. Sure, the Lamborghini Miura might look a little different to today's interpretation, but, for its time, this beautiful classic car was truly ahead of the game. Often regarded as the world's first supercar, thanks to its advanced designs and powerful performance, the Miura has kept its legendary status long after production ran dry. Its name comes from that of a particularly ferocious Spanish fighting bull, thought to represent the car's tenacity and speed. This coupe-load car is one that's had more than a few adjustments over the years, all released in a range of vibrant and personality-filled colors. The Ford Model T 1908 is such a classic car. It not only has its own car-focused history pages but also rightfully owns a place in more generalized history features. Sold by the Ford Motor Company from 1908 to 1927, the Ford Model T was the first car available to the public to buy, in the famous any color as long as it's black model. Known as the first affordable car, it quickly became an American household staple, with an original selling price of $850. As well as being known for its low price, it was also a regular topic of conversation for its unusual publicity stunts. As any fan of vintage cars will tell you, there's nothing quite like the purr of the engine or the smell of the leather when you're lucky enough to get up close and personal with one of your favorite antique cars. And that feeling when you spot a perfectly restored, rarely seen model. Unbeatable. A history lesson in a vehicle, these cool vintage cars tell a story before you've even sat down on the faded leather or ran your finger approvingly across their pristine paintwork. Stay tuned to catch up on more exciting and mind-blowing videos and don't forget to turn on notifications after subscribing.